Hello all. Well, my dog decided at 4:30 this morning when I got up to pee, she wanted to go out. So we walked from 4:30 to 5 o'clock, maybe a little after 5. And I was not happy. I went back to sleep. I actually didn't go into work till 9. I'm supposed to be there at 8. But on a sad note, well, at least she's not suffering anymore. My my brother-in-law's mom passed away this morning, which, knew was coming, but even if you're, you could never prepare for someone dying. I don't know. When someone dies suddenly and they're young, it's okay, Grandpa, pull out in front of me. It's tough. But it's tough when anybody dies. A friend of mine, his grandmother died at 98, and he said, well, she lived a long life. I said, yeah, but it doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. I said, whether you lost her at 50, 70, or 107, it's still a loss. And he said, oh, thank you for saying that. Everybody is saying, oh, well, she lived a long life. And I just want to say, yeah, but I want her back. So my grandmother at 101, it was devastating. And I said to people, I thought she was going to live so much longer. And part of me thought she was going to live forever. Not realistic, in my mind. But when you lose someone, it doesn't matter their age. I think it's, I don't know the word easier is the right word, but it's still difficult. Don't get me wrong. But like my mom, 5 months. We said goodbye, I don't know how many times, because they're like, she's not going to live 24 hours. And I think we thought, oh, she's going to bounce back. Even though they're like, this is the end stage. Which is what they told us. She'll slip into a coma. So they told my brother-in-law and, his siblings and everybody, that this is it. But they thought this was it in May, Memorial Day weekend. So, yeah, is it nice that you get to say your goodbyes rather than someone that, dies suddenly, like my friend Lisa died suddenly. And you think back to, oh my God, I mean, she collapsed at work and died. She had the same thing that, with her heart that John Ritter did. And we were supposed to go to dinner before I went on vacation, and things got crazy, and I'm like, oh gosh. So we put it off. She's like, why don't we put it off? I'm busy, you're busy. Put it off till the week after you get back. That never happened. I tend to not do that anymore, because even though I'm crazy, I'm busy, I don't. Who would have thought at 46, almost 47, she would have died? My grandmother Conley, we were supposed to go see her, and I called her, and she said, oh, I have a headache, and I'm calling her, and she was, very impatient with the nurses, which is not like my grandmother. Her not being happy, she was in there, yeah, but impatient with people. She was always sweet and nice, and So she was very impatient with the nurses and agitated. And I said, I'm really sorry. We're supposed to leave Monday for vacation. So this was Thursday. I said, we're supposed to leave Monday for vacation. This is kind of the only time, because it was the Thursday before Easter. And selfishly, I had a spa day planned for the next day. I was getting, massage, mani-pedi, eyebrow. I mean, the works at this place that doesn't exist anymore. Ginger something spa. I don't know. But are you kidding me? You hesitate and then you go when I'm like about to hit you? Oh my God, people drive me freaking nuts. So the next day, my sister calls and says, are we picking you up, or are you, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, Grandma Conley. And no one called me. This one thought that one called me. That one thought this one called me. And I called my mother. I'm like, you got to come over with the kids. And she got over there just as they were getting there. I quick showered and threw on clothes, and then I canceled my spa day. So I'm like, I shouldn't have went to the mall Thursday night, but who would have known? So I don't like to cancel plans anymore with people because, oh, and the hair's up today. Sorry. I was very tired with my dog getting me up at 4:30. Oh, I'm yawning. Oh, God. So, yeah, I don't know. Death is hard. And, a friend of my son's passed away, and she was only 20. And her parents, I don't know, they were like rocks, like solid rock, like they were not crying at the wake. They said they cried in private, and they even, of course, become friends with the parents, and they turned around and she said this, I don't know who it was, someone came up and was sobbing and couldn't even talk and whatever. And she said, you know what, you need to go. She's like, she's like, if you can't handle being here, you need to go. And I'm thinking, she's right. Like, if she's being solid as a rock and strong for all these people she has to receive and say I'm sorry and what a wonderful person her daughter was and everything, then you can't handle being there. She's the kind of person who isn't going to hold it against you. Really not. And her husband now, my son's friend's father, great guy, jokester, everything, but can't handle. Don't, like, for my mother, she came. She's like, oh, George, listen, my sisters, certain people that didn't show up, they are upset with, and they better not say hello to me. I'm not like that. Listen, some people just can't handle it. And you reach out to me and say, sorry, my thoughts are with you. I won't be able to make it. My friend Mary couldn't make it. She had that was her long day. And she couldn't get anybody to cover her. And she works she's a dental hygienist. So she couldn't get anybody to cover her. And from yawning, my eyes teary. Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh, my Lord. But she reached out to me. She actually felt bad, and she got a platter of, these slider sandwiches, and did so much, and was there for me when I needed to talk. And it's just, like, that to me, you couldn't come. You could, like, if it's not immediate family anymore, because sadly people abused it. Oh, my cousin, no, my my uncle, my this, that. They made up relatives and abused it. So now, there's people that I call aunt and uncle that, aren't blood aunt and uncle. They just, we very close growing up. Grandparents were friends. Our parents were friends. We're friends. Our kids are friends. Hopefully our kids are friends. But it's, I don't know. I'm not crying. Although I could easily cry right now. Because it is sad. But I'm yawning, so I'm tearing. I really can't stand this. And I've had about 4 bottles of water today. So, person that says, you need to drink water. Well, 4 bottles and 2:30. I don't know. I don't think I'm dehydrated. Just tired. But, so, yeah, death is, it's never easy. People that say it is, I don't know. I don't know how they, she was suffering, Yeah, I get that. Oh, I get that. Like, my brother-in-law's mom was suffering. I get that. But, and yes, I'm glad she's no longer suffering and resting at peace. But it's so sad. It's still hard. It's still a loss. It's still very difficult. So whether the person is suffering and you're glad that they're not suffering anymore, but you wish they weren't suffering and were alive. So any loss is just very difficult. I don't know. Just, what is this guy doing? He's taking a shopping cart from Dearborn. Oh my Lord, people. But yeah, so it just, I don't know. People, I never say to people, oh, I'm so sorry, like my brother-in-law, I was like, I'm sorry for the loss of your mom. So I do say sorry, but sending you hugs. When I go there, I won't say sorry. I will say, I know there's nothing I can say right now. Or nothing, or anything I can do, because the one thing that you want, you can't have, and that is your loved one back. And some people are like, oh my God, thank you. That I get it. You get it. And yeah, when you lose a loved one, it is devastating. Even if it's a close friend, if it's, it's just hard. And I'd like to hear some people's feedback that, like, I've lost too many people young. I lost a friend of mine who was 30, gonna be a month shy of his 31st birthday. My friend Lisa, who was 46, gonna be 47. A good friend of my brother's, but was like a brother to me. Or maybe a cousin, I don't know, but him and my brother were like brothers. And he was in his early 40s, and maybe he was 45, going to be 46. I don't know, but he collapsed in front of his 2 children and died. How sad is that? I mean, that was such a sad funeral. I mean, and my mom, 71. Well, she was about to have her birthday in a week, to be 71. So, like, that's young, in my opinion. And not as young as, the other people I mentioned, but still young. And, my neighbor, he died at 46, left wife and 2 children, and she wasn't working. Or she was working maybe part-time. I don't really remember. And devastating. That block, it was right, we were on the main part, and the side street was right there. These 2 girls, their father was raising them, and in the course of that, their mother, who, I don't know the situation, drugs, alcohol, or just was not in their life. I think in the process, she died, but he died in a car accident. So now they have their grandmother just. They were young in high school. So that's like crazy. And there was another guy. He worked at the school with my brother-in-law, and he died young. I want to say early 50s. Like, he lived with his mom to take care of his mom, and then we heard he died. I was like, holy crap. Another woman, breast cancer. It's just too many. A couple of girls I went to school with, breast cancer. It's just crazy. And just some crazy freak accidents. People that I don't know, but, I knew of. And you hear it and you're like, oh my God. Like my nephew, a lot of people he went to school with lost a parent or parents. It's just like crazy. And this guy is quite annoying. He's not parked. He could park in a parking spot. He is towards the middle of the lane, and he's to go that way. Oh, excuse me. And he's just sitting there. And someone got out, which his wife, girlfriend, I don't know, friend, to go into the part of where is, the nursery or where all the plants and flowers are. And he's blocking it for people. People are barely getting by. Oh, this old guy beeped the horn and yelled at him. He don't care. He don't care, buddy. He's ignoring you. He's reading something. So, I don't know if she just went in for something, but even if she did, pull on her. There's a spot that he can turn right into. Annoying. And he's not really all the way to the right. He's kind of like towards the middle. So he's kind of like half in the middle, half in the right lane in the parking lot. And people can't get around him. So, I don't know. But, so your thoughts on, losing a loved one. Whether you get to say goodbye, like I said, the word isn't really easier, but at least you get to say goodbye. When you don't get to say goodbye, and it's just like, sudden, sucks. Death sucks no matter which way you look at it. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to lose someone. And my mother, I still see someone or hear something. Well, can't call her. So, because you still even my grandmother, I'm like, oh, nope. So, you still catch yourself. I do anyway. So, all right, I'm going to end this because I have to go to do some shopping for my boss. But I will talk to y'all later. Bye.